there, everyone, and welcome to my weekly Wednesday chat here on Facebook. I can see that Wendy Duke is here and Jean is here as well. Super excited to be here and to kick off a brand new series this month, which is interviews with amazingly creative women from my hashtag Ants Universe. And so, today we're kicking off this brand new series with Amy Brown. Hello, Amy Brown.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to have you here. And one of the things that I said before we actually came on live was that it's so fabulous to see you in your element with all of your amazing crafting supplies behind you. So, Amy, tell us where you are in the world.
I am in Fort Worth, Texas.
You're in Fort Worth, Texas, and you've lived there for quite a while and have family around you there?
Yes, I was born here, and my husband is from here. And yes, we've lived here most of our lives. My mom, who's 90 years old, she lives just not too far from me, a couple of miles. One of my brothers lives in the next neighborhood over, and my other brother I work with. So, yeah, we do have family around.
That's awesome. That's totally outstanding. And of course, I am coming to you from beautiful Hawaii, as you
Yeah.
can kind of see a little teeny bit of the view that I am actually looking at that view, and that is being reflected in the door behind me, which is kind of amazing.
Oh, wow.
And so it's also a little bit early in the morning. So here it's only actually 9 a.m. So I'm kind of still waking up, but I'm so excited to kick off this new series of interviews with amazingly creative women like yourself. And so let's get started. There's all kinds of friends of yours who are joining us today. There's Elizabeth, there's Monica, there's Kim, there's Deborah, you can probably see some of them. Sochi, who I haven't seen in a while, is also here. Oh my goodness, everybody. Lurleen, Dana's here. So we got a really, really fun full house. So the first thing that I wanted to do was to hear a little bit about you actually have to balance your creativity with a job, right, Amy?
Yes, I do.
So
I am a realtor during the day and on weekends as well. I also run our property management company, so that keeps me busy. And there's not a lot of art involved in being a property manager running that company, so I needed another outlet for some creativity, and that's when I just starting to see what was out there as far as doing something in my spare time in the evenings and on weekends.
yeah, and so were you like super creative as a child, and that is part of how this crafting passion came about? Or tell us a little bit
I
about how that.
Okay. Well, I come by it naturally. My mother is very creative, and I loved to do things as a child. I didn't realize I was creative until but I would always just do whatever my mom. She always had some fun thing for us to do in the summertime. We grew up going to a beach in Destin, outside of Destin, and every year she'd take a craft with us to do on the beach. Our house was right on the sand, so we did so many fun things. And then as my two daughters came along, we did something with them every summer at the beach. Always something crafty. My mom
Fantastic.
led our campfire groups, and so I did too. And I just kind of picked it up from her.
Fantastic. So tell us just a little bit about your business. You have a business, it's called A Brown House, right? It's that your website is abrownhouse.com, and then on Instagram you're a Brown House Design. So tell us a little bit about how that came about.
Okay, back. Okay. Well, I couldn't decide. Well, I first came across you, Anne, in Doodles to Dollars in 2019, I guess.
Yeah.
And I have always loved to just doodle around, and that's a perfect name for a course of Doodles to Dollars because it's intriguing. It's like I doodle. I didn't really consider myself an artist, but I took your class and learned how to make repeating patterns and did that. So that was so much fun, but I didn't want to leave the craft side out of it because I have a whole craft room. So I love doing crafts and didn't want to leave that out. And I believe it was one of my daughters that said, you should put it all together under one umbrella. And I immediately thought it can be a brown house because A for Amy and a brown house. So that way we can, whatever path this ends up taking, I can always put it under the umbrella of a brown house.
Yeah, and super, super smart, because one of the things strategically about building a creative business is, even if many of us are multi-passionate, right? We love learning about service design, we love crafting, we might actually love to sew, most of us have multiple things that are of interest to us, and you want to keep them under one umbrella, because otherwise, if you try to manage 2 Instagram accounts or 2 Facebook groups, it gets to be crazy. And of course, since we are all human beings with multiple interests, it makes complete sense to put it under one umbrella. So tell us about sort of the evolution of your website. I'm going to share my screen so we can go to it, and you have a beautiful little logo. So before I share my screen, I'm just going to give a little bit of a shout out to the internet gods, because I'm obviously in Hawaii and you're in Texas, and people are joining us from all over the world, and it's a miracle that we can talk and communicate this way. It is. It's really kind of a miracle. Yes. And so as I go to share my screen, I'm asking the internet to do even more work for us. And so I always like to just prepare everyone that if for some reason we lose the connection, we'll be right back. And so, but usually it goes very, very smoothly. So I'm going to make sure that I actually have your website open in the background before I share my screen. And then I'm going to go to click this one little button that's so fabulous that will then take us right over to a brown house designs. So this is actually your Instagram account, and this is you have a great freebie. So this is actually great that this popped right up. So this is your website, a brown house. Everyone should be able to see it on screen. Tell us about your freebie.
The freebie that's a good question. I keep changing it. Right now, the freebie is to get
fun ideas and special offers directly to your inbox. And so I can test it out. Yeah. I might be on your list already, but I'm going to put in my email address.
You're already on my list.
And it says, so
all my freebies.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, I love the graphic. So go ahead, talk about your freebies.
Yeah, so my daughter helped me with this. I have 2 daughters, and look, they're both signed on. One from Austin and one from LA.
Oh, fantastic. This is Katie. Hello, Katie.
Yeah.
Katie from Los Angeles.
And right above her is Becca Brown from Austin. So Katie helped me come up with a good kind of a package of the logo, and got me started on the website. I did a lot of it myself, but I did Squarespace because she has a Squarespace website, and it was easier to ask her questions than to try to Google something.
I have a Squarespace one too, which I love.
I love it, and I finally now know how to do it pretty well. So I put all these freebies in the library, and that's a room in the brown house, and there's different ones are the freebies depending on what's going on. So
and so tell us a little bit about the logo, because I love the fact that it's the brown house. This is the roof, and I love the fact that it's multiple roofs, because obviously you have multiple things that you offer.
That's right. So the roofs we use, I use them separately for, like if I want to have bullet points, I'll put a little roof there instead of bullets on different posts or whatever I'm doing. So we figured that. So I started with, when I think I've taken every course, Anne, that you have offered as an affiliate. I think I've taken all of them.
Yep.
And so I learned how to do immersion. With immersion, I learned how to do repeating patterns. So in my in my shop, I do have wrapping paper. Yeah, all of these are the surface pattern designs that I did during immersion.
Wow, these are great. Ooh, I love collection. This like super organic round one. This is awesome.
Well, thank you. They're all.
Oh my goodness, they're fabulous. Colorways.
And then I took Leverage Your Art.
Yep, Stacy's class.
Through Stacy's class. And that's where we learned how to put things on different, put our designs on and all our art on different items. So that's where some of those other designs in the portfolio, they've ended up on different things like greeting cards or whatever. So, and this is my stories room. These are different blogs. I had started a blog with just lots of different areas, and I didn't quite know how to make them all come together. So they're all have to do with some room in the house.
I
So
love it. Right. So you've
that's
got the game room, the kitchen, the living room, the backyard. It's, oh my gosh, this is fantastic. And then when I scroll down, you've got specific projects that fall under each one of these rooms, right?
right.
Oh,
That's right.
nice. Yeah, I love the way you've organized it. And then we're going to come to
Mhm.
your shop, see what's inside your shop. So here's some of your wrapping paper as well, and then your your
Yes.
postcards.
Right. I did the 100-day project last year,
Mm-hmm.
2020,
So smart.
2021.
Yeah.
And every day I painted a postcard, and each postcard, or I drew on it or whatever there. And I decided to see if anybody wanted to buy them for $10 each. And I donated the money, half the money, to a nonprofit that my friend started here in Fort Worth.
Oh, I love it.
So there's a bunch of them still on there, but then it got kind of tiresome having 100 different postcards to scroll through. So now I just have them. When you click on one of those, it'll have just the days 1 through 50, or days. When you
Yeah,
click on it, you'll be
nice.
able to see all the different ones.
I love it. So then let's go pop over to your library. And so you are at the door. Enter your email address, and not only will you have access to all of the free resources in the library, we'll also email you ideas and subscriber only specials. Just brilliant.
So you can put your address in there since you're already on. I think you're already on my list. So
Yep.
yeah.
Nice.
So this is kind
Oh,
of a work in progress as far as making these thumbnails a little more attractive. But
and
um,
now, do you use Canva to do a lot of
yes,
these things, or do you use Illustrator for them?
I use Canva, and I really need to learn how to use Illustrator better because probably the quality may be better. Canva to me is so easy. I just have
Canva,
that down. But
yeah, listen, Canva is really easy. It's really fast, and and you can do almost everything on the free version of it. There's some things like the countdown timer you need to pay for, but most of it you can do for free. And I, of course, do almost everything on Illustrator. I actually
I'm sure,
went to
yes,
Canva to sort of play around with it because obviously I want to suggest things that are free for people, and especially when they're starting out. And so I found Canva to be actually quite easy. But in Illustrator, of course, there's a lot of other things you can do, and you can
right,
and so I do all of my marketing images in Illustrator, but you have to do
right,
what works best and is easiest because obviously you've got a lot, you're juggling a lot of things.
right.
So talk a little bit about how do you balance the time you're spending in your two jobs, your property management company and also being a realtor, and your creativity? Is there a time of day when you can do your creativity, or tell us about that?
I usually I usually create when I get home from work in the evenings. I usually spend an hour, sometimes two, depending on what's going on with my husband. We're
Yeah.
empty nesters now, so we don't have a lot going on in the evenings. So I do come home, and sometimes I just come into this room, put my purse down, and start working. Like last night, I didn't do anything else. I didn't leave this room until dinner time. He's the cook. He loves to cook, and he's great at it. So while he's cooking dinner, I'm creating. And then on the weekends, we, uh, I usually try to find time to do some sort of creative something. So I go in spurts. Sometimes it's crafts. Sometimes it's painting, or trying new art things.
I love that. I totally love that because I am, I'm here in Hawaii with my dad, and it's absolutely fabulous. And we generally are out and about during the daytime because I want to get him into the water or take him to the one of the little cute little pools or whatever. And so I'm finding that while I'm here, I also have a little bit of free time in the evening after we've had dinner and he goes to bed, and that actually ends up being a good time for me. Generally, I'm more of a morning person, but it's also just nice to be able to take I mean, I haven't carried a lot of supplies with me, but I have my computer, and so I can do everything from wherever I happen to
Right.
be, which is another amazing
I love that.
advantage of having a creative business that's partially online.
Right.
How have you sort of adapted to online and, learning how to do Facebook Lives and growing your audience globally? Tell us about that part of your journey.
Okay. Well, I am working on that. Yeah, I just did it when I just thought, okay, I'm just going to do it. It doesn't have to be perfect. No one will probably even log on. So I've been doing Facebook Lives now for every week. I think today will be my fifth week on Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. Central Time. And it's been fun. I've discovered something about myself that my husband, I think, has known for 40 years is that I like to talk uninterrupted and just whatever I want to talk about. So he's like, yeah, I knew that. Um, so I've enjoyed that, but I've also shown a craft. Like I've been coming up with cute, easy crafts because I've run across so many people that say, you're so creative, but I'm not creative. Oh, I can't do any of that. And I just don't, I don't buy that. Everybody is creative. And I just want to show them, here's some easy stuff to try. If you want to try, hop on. And so I started doing that on Facebook Lives. And then I started a Facebook group called Create and Celebrate with the Brown House. And in that group, I'm letting people post when they try to do something, any creative thing that they've done, because we'll all be supportive of the group. We'll be supportive of anything you want to post in there that's creative. And then so you're a housemate if you're a part of a Brown House's
Oh, I love
Facebook
it.
group.
I love it. Here's
So,
Becca telling us that Wednesday nights in a brown house are very fun. Yes, and I'm going to show you guys where to go. Make sure that you know how to sign up for it so that you don't miss it because it'll be
okay.
later today. It's Wednesday, so it'll be
Right.
later today.
Yeah, it'll be in a few hours. And then if you're a housemate and part of that Facebook group, once a month we're going to do a craft together on a Zoom call. And we've done one. We did one in March, right? Yeah, the end of March, and we decoupaged eggs together with napkins, and it was so fun. And we had a small group, and everybody got to kind of say, "Well, what do you think I should do with this? Should I use this napkin? Should I do the whole thing? Should I cut out parts?" And so it was like being able to do a craft, and you have a question while you're doing it, and you have people to ask and people's opinions and nobody felt. Some people came and didn't have one. Couldn't. She was sick, so she couldn't turn on her
Computer or her
camera.
screen, right? Or
Yeah,
camera.
so she just listened in. Another one was at a place where she couldn't use Mod Podge and get all messy, but she watched anyway and gave us her opinion. So it's going to be fun. Every month we're going to do something that everybody can join in and do together. So that's the idea there.
I love it. I totally love it. And it's a great way to build community. And it's also a great way for people to actually, sometimes I think creativity and crafting is sort of like cooking. Some people are super intimidated by cooking. That would be me. But if I follow a recipe, and maybe I even watch a video about how to do it, then I have way more comfort level. So you're the guide, right? You're the guide. You're
Right.
telling them what the parts of the recipe are in terms of the supplies they need, and then you're demonstrating it so that they can follow along. And so it's a brilliant way to share your enthusiasm and your gifts with your community, and also do something super fun, since we are all looking for people that enjoy the same things that we enjoy.
Right. That's what we're looking for, is people that want to be crafty, and we can be crafty together no matter where you're located.
Yes, and then are the replays of the Zoom calls like posted somewhere for people if they want to go see old ones, or how do you manage that?
Yes. Okay, we've done one house party so far. Now the lives are on my Facebook page.
Right. Just like I'm doing right
there.
now. You have
Just like you
yours,
do.
and
Right.
you'll have yours. What's the
Right.
time again? 6 p.m. Central?
6 p.m. Central
Tonight?
Wednesdays.
Yep, tonight. And you want to share the agenda? You want to give us a little sneak peek?
I will give you a sneak peek.
Okay, give us a sneak peek. That'd be
Let me.
awesome.
Can I show you what we've done the past few weeks?
Yes,
Because it's all
please. Show and
come
tell.
together tonight.
Show and tell
So
us
the
always.
first time we made pom poms. I was like, pom poms are not hard to make. And then I went pom pom crazy, and I made this little garland that's
Oh,
pom poms. And
super
so,
cute, Amy.
so
Love
anyway,
it.
so pom poms are one thing. Then we made these little paper flowers,
Wow. That looks
which
very elaborate.
trying to get it out of my way.
You're good. I can
It
see it.
does. It's
Wow.
easy to do. And then we made napkin rings of, out of felt.
Oh my gosh. I totally want to learn how to do that. I love decorating
Yeah.
my table.
Yeah. So
Love
these are
decorating my
just
table.
felt. We did them in, we did them in all
Oh,
colors.
super cute.
Here's some that don't have a napkin on them. Um, so I had the felt out and I was like, what else can we do for Easter? And so I made these little, this is what we're making tonight. These little bunnies
Oh,
that are,
super cute.
so I kind of thought they'd be fun. I got the felt and stuffed it in this. Let me show you.
Nice.
It needs some work, but that's everything. That's the pom poms. That's the bunnies
The
that we're making tonight.
bunny,
That's the
and
flowers, and so
that is like a beautiful Easter basket that doesn't involve food,
right.
right? No
And I think
candy.
the next thing we're going to do is May Day is coming up, and we're going to make some May baskets, and we can use all of these different things that we've learned how to make over the past few weeks, and do some May baskets. So that will be our next house party, is to put those together. And so I'll be talking the next few weeks about things to collect around your house to be able to make some May baskets.
Fantastic. Super cute projects. Absolutely super cute projects. And so I just wanted to make sure that Becca is giving us a heads up that it was quite the house party. And I now have some great Easter decorations and know how to translate it to other holiday decor. Yes. And so part of the beauty of what it is that you're doing, Amy, is I know that you have actually a longer term goal of having this amazing course about how to prepare for Christmas. And so well, first of all, you're obviously an incredibly talented crafter and teacher, right? Who can help all of us become, follow along and create incredibly beautiful things. And we're getting all this really great practice in preparation for your Christmas with ease, right? Your Christmas with ease. So talk a little bit about that, and then we'll pop over to your Instagram account for a couple of minutes to talk about reels.
Okay. So that's my goal, is to do a Christmas course. It's my favorite holiday. I get lots of compliments on my house at Christmas. It's because the decorations are. It's kind of a one of a kind house. It doesn't look like a lot of other houses. So it's anyway. We've collected over the years. My husband really gets into it too. He's made some special storage cabinets in in our garage for all my boxes, and that I just thought that's fun. And he kept saying, you should show people how to do this. And I'm like, oh, anybody can do it. And he's like, no,
No.
people need to know how to do it. And I love just getting ready for Christmas. Soon as Thanksgiving is over, start getting ready for Christmas and be done by December 1st, usually, so that I can enjoy the season. And uh, he was like, not everybody can do that. So you need to, so that's what I'm working on, is a course that will help us get ready for Christmas a little bit at a time up until December 1st. And then we're able to enjoy Christmas and enjoy the season and not be stressed if we can get it done ahead of time. So that's
I love it. I think that is so fabulous. And so Katie says, speaking from experience, Amy, who's mom, does Christmas so well. It's truly a magical experience. And I totally agree with your husband in the sense that, you can't, it comes naturally to you. So you think everybody can do it. But looking at it from the outside, it is like, please teach me, right? Please show me how to do it. I would love to be able to be ready to go on December 1st or right around that first week of December, and then be able to ease into and relax and enjoy the season itself without feeling like, oh my gosh, I haven't gotten the house organized yet. So that's incredibly, incredibly exciting. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen again, and we're going to pop over to your Instagram account so that you can tell us, here's your Instagram account. Let me make sure that it's showing up on screen. And it's a Brown House Designs.
That's because a Brown House was taken, but I can't find anybody named a Brown House. But I had to
That's
go
all
with
right.
the brown house
Listen, it's
designs.
close enough and people will find you. I also love that you developed a smaller version of your cute little logo, right? So that you can have something kind of in the lower right-hand corner like you have there, like your ABH, a brown house, with one of the roofs. It's awesome. So this is your announcement post about joining you live on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Central Time. And one of the things that you like always knock my socks off, Amy, because you have not. So hold on a second. Let me come back on screen just so people can see. I just want to tell you that you knock my socks off because you have not been doing this online thing for very long, and yet you have this level of curiosity and can-do attitude, and I'm just going to figure it out. And so you are like embracing Reels, which is the best way to grow your audience on Instagram. And I'm like so impressed because I can barely do Reels and they intimidate me so much. So talk to us. I'm going to pop back over so we can see some of them, but talk to us just about your willingness to go there and how you're enjoying, how you're enjoying it, what progress you're making, and what you can share with us about Reels.
Oh yeah, it's yeah. Go to the Reels page, I think, because you can see that at the beginning, the first few I did were not very. I don't. They just don't look as good, but they're so fun because you put them out there and they get all these views.
Look
They
at
either
these.
get
Wow, look at these
or
4,600
they get
views.
100 views. So it's there's no guessing as to how it works. I'm not taking any credit for it because if I did, then I'd have to take the blame for that one that has 189 views. So anyway, it's just fun to put them out there, and I've tried so many different ways of doing them, but I have finally landed on I'm doing them in Adobe Rush. I film it all with just my iPhone, and then I
Yep.
get in Adobe Rush so that I can edit it down to a minute, which sometimes it's hard because sometimes it's like an hour's worth of,
Yes, it
I
can
feel like
be.
I want to show everything, but
So I'm going to run this one. I want to run your cute little one, make a 3D snowflake. And then once we
okay.
run, because it should play for us. Let's see. So you have an overlay of words. Very important. Right? Hold on. Let me put the music on. Wow. Oh my goodness. Wow. Amy, that is amazing. That is like freaking amazing. And it is like you're showing a lot of steps in it, right? And you're still getting it to be under a minute,
Right.
which is amazing.
Yeah.
And of course, you have the
That's the
big
hard
reveal
part.
at the end, which is spectacular. And
Right.
so Amy Starkey is actually asking, what is a reel? So tell us what this new thing is that Instagram is encouraging us all to learn how to do.
Yes. So a reel is basically a video, or it doesn't have to be video. It could be photos that are put together, but you watch them like you would watch a video. And they used to could only be 30 seconds long, and that was hard. And then now they can be a minute long. And they're on the little page on my, will you go back to the website or to the Instagram page to show what the little icon looks like?
Yep.
So see, it says above them all, it says posts, reels, videos. I don't know the difference. I don't know
So
the
I'll
difference
tell you
between, I
what the
guess a
difference.
video is longer.
Yes, exactly. So post, so you guys see where my cursor is right here? So post is the traditional way that Instagram started, where all you could do was post a square image and with some text along the side, right? So if I click on this Join Me Live, you see the square image that Amy has created, and then she's talking about, please tune in. This is where she has her description and where she puts her hashtags. So that was how Instagram started. You could only do this. Then they realized that video was much more compelling and becoming much more popular. So they created something that used to be called IGTV, and they changed it from IGTV to videos, and I think they're getting rid of it entirely. This little thing over here, they probably won't get rid of it entirely because all of us have so much content on it that it'll probably still be there, but they don't send your content to anybody, so it's not worth spending any time here. Reels is the big thing because TikTok has taken the world by storm. And TikTok is a completely different app that allows you to upload a short video. Short videos, I think they're also under 15 seconds or 30 seconds or a minute long. And so now Instagram is trying to compete with TikTok by providing that here. And then the other thing that you can't really see on the desktop version of Instagram is stories. And an Instagram story can also be a short video. It generally is sort of an image that has some text on it, but it also
all those highlights are my stories. All those
so these. So let me click on one of your cute little highlights here.
That's when I was doing the ABCs of Christmas.
Right, and so this is the important thing about Instagram stories is that it's a totally different format. Right? It's a vertical format instead of a horizontal format, which is yet another, thing you got to learn how to do. But you're using your phone here, right, Amy?
Yes, everyone is on my phone. I don't have any fancy equipment. I do have a nice phone, but...
Yeah, that's great, which is terrific. You don't need fancy equipment. I mean, that's why this phone is like the computer in our pocket that is becoming more and more popular all the time, which is amazing. And so what you have up here, which is fantastic, is all of these teeny little dots up here are like 15 seconds of this sort of longer video that you're playing.
Right.
That you're
I did one a day for 26 days during Christmas.
Christmas. Yeah, so people can get, so let me come back on screen. People can get a sneak peek, right? People can get a sneak peek of Christmas if they go to your Instagram stories and play those play those stories that are up in your highlights area. Awesome. So let me see. So Janelle says, yes, a demo of Instagram would be great. Yes. And so Janelle, in my membership, Anne's Atelier, my monthly membership, we are totally going to do a deeper dive on Instagram because it's changed so much since the training I did on it last year. And so I love that suggestion. And I think everybody would find that really, really valuable. All right. So then, so Annie also said, I think I need a course on Instagram. Yeah. And so I totally agree, Annie. We all need a new course on Instagram. All right. So listen, I'm going to let you go. And but I wanted to make sure that we can say hi to Nicola, who is here from Dublin, Ireland. And she says, thanks for this great live stream, both of you. And so this has been so much fun. I'm so incredibly excited to have had you kick off this new series where each week I'm going to bring on a different member of my fabulous #Anne's Universe so that we can share your incredible talents, what it is you're working on, and we can make sure people know where's the best place to find you. So Amy, what do you want people to do next so that they can stay involved with you, other than popping into your live tonight?
Yes, come to the live. Follow me on Instagram, which is a Brown House Designs, and join our Facebook group. Our Facebook group is, if you'll go to a Brown House Designs on Facebook, on that page, underneath there's that top photo,
I'm going to go there now to demonstrate.
The cover photo.
Yeah, I'm going to go there now to demonstrate. It's always easier to show people because it's like you describe it and it's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
So let me go to, let's see. I'm going to go to, this is actually where we're broadcasting right now on my business page. So I'm going to come to the search bar. Do you guys see this search bar up here in the upper left-hand corner where you can search Facebook? So this is a super handy area to use to find things on Facebook. So I'm going to put in here, is your Facebook group called a Brown House?
It's called Create and Celebrate with a Brown House. I don't know if you just put a Brown House in, what happens. But.
Let's see what pops up. So it says, I've got Create and Celebrate with, hold on, my computer is, I'm doing a lot of things. Search for, see if it pops up there. So you're in, actually that's not what we want, right? Let's see if I can find it
That's
on
right.
here.
I think.
So if I go to, you probably have a link. You might have a brown.
Yeah, go to a brown house.
A brown house. See, look, it pops up right away. A brown house.
And then there's groups underneath there. See,
Groups.
underneath the logo.
There's groups, exactly. There's groups. And here we go. Create and celebrate with the brown house. I'm going to join the group. So you're going to have to let me in because I won't be able to open it since I'm not in there.
Oh,
and,
okay.
That's all right. And yes, I do, especially around the major holidays. And then I will put in my email address and learn from you.
And the reason we're asking questions is because we want to make sure it's actually people that want to do crafts and not just a bot that's trying to join or whatever. So
very important.
So it'll be, and it's private so that people can feel like they can post things.
Yes, and it's very important to have qualifying questions because otherwise you get all kinds of random people in your groups, and you want to have a really nice, safe community. So it's very important to ask some qualifying questions. So people can absolutely follow your page, right, on Facebook at A Brown House. They can follow you on Instagram at A Brown House Design, and our designs with the S at the end. And then if they join your newsletter, you'll also send information about when you're going to be, reminders about lives so that people don't miss it.
Right.
All right.
Thank you. Well, I've approved you, so you're in the house. So
okay, awesome. I'm in the house. And so if I am depending on what who knows what time that is in Hawaii. I think that gosh, I'm not going to try to figure that out. It'll take me 5 minutes. But if I can figure out what time it is and I'm not actually going swimming with my dad or something like that, I'll pop on tonight. Okay.
Oh, that'd be fun. That'd be fun.
So thank you so much for joining me. This has been an amazingly
Anne.
Fun and inspiring interview. And I know that you and I will stay connected and see each other real soon inside my membership community. And but thank you, all of you, for joining me. If you're watching the replay, I hope you also totally enjoyed it. And of course, I always am here on Wednesdays at noon Pacific time. No matter where I happen to be in the world, I coordinate my watch or whatever that is. I synchronize my watch to make sure it's noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays. And I'm looking forward to sharing a new student and what it is that she's working on next week. Thank you, Amy Brown, for being here.
I really appreciate this.
I am so incredibly grateful for you taking the time to join us today. And I always like to say in closing, as you know, that I am Anne LaFollette, and it's never too late to create. Bye for now, and I'll see you next week.